Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Love It or Skip It. Today, we're going to be looking at Namor, Last King of Atlantis, #1. This is a new book written by Jason Aaron, and the artist is Paul Davidson and Alex Lins. Man, I tell you right now, I'm not a huge Namor fan, but I got to say, I definitely liked how this started. I like this whole story so far regarding Namor. Usually, for me, Namor is a pain in the butt. He's an idiot. He's just all emotion. He's always going against the surface dwellers. But here, it's refreshing to see Namor finally humbled. At the very beginning, he's in prison basically, and Namor is shackled. He's in this sea cage prison where he can see the sea, but he can't access it. He can't touch any water. The prisoners, when he wants to touch water, the prisoners, they give him a pot of, it looks like piss, if you ask me. And, they say, hey, here's the water for you. And he's like, because he got to refresh. He hasn't had any water in 6 weeks. But one of the guards, they start sweating. And so he's able to take that little bit of sweat and get rejuvenated, right? Instead of having to go into that bucket of piss that these guys are giving him. But of course, now that he's been rejuvenated, they don't like the fact that he didn't play their games, and, they just splash it on him. But, instead of getting his normal angry stuff and attack him and destroy them and break out, he doesn't. Because he's like, you know what? I gave up because, I've been a bad ruler. I've constantly made bad decisions. And he's just like, this is my fate. I don't want to do anything else. I'm just going to, bear this punishment of mine. He just wants to be left alone. He doesn't want to do anything. He's given up the throne. He doesn't care what happens to Atlantis. It's just him and himself. So he's just wallowing in self-pity and all the things that he's done. At the same time, he's also remembering, when he was a child and how he was, he's different from all other Atlanteans. They're pink. They're blue and he's pink. He can breathe air. They can't. They have to breathe water. And the very fact that, they treated him differently. Before he was raised in the palace with his mother and her advisors. But when he insisted he wanted to go to school, they let him go to school. And the kids, unfortunately, they played a terrible prank on him, trying to basically kill him off. And he realized that he would have to act like a potential king. His mother's always said he couldn't take justice on these kids by killing them himself. He had to have others, do the work for him. The other students after this particular incident, which I thought turned out pretty interesting. It showed the development that he learned that, these kids, they're always going to doubt him, not only them, but their parents, who he is, what his role is, and that if in order for him to show what he can do, he's going to have to get others to believe he's a king or the prince at this time and do things for them. He survives this. But then we go back to the main storyline, and, the prison is attacked by a group of mercenary, Atlanteans. They come out, they're basically he thinks they're trying to break him out, but in fact, they're out to kill him. And he is like, no, first he's like, hey, leave me alone. I want to wallow. And it's like, no, my king, we're here to kill you. And so there commences this whole battle where he's fighting them, and he basically is going to destroy them. But he decides that, the only way to get re-energized and not destroy all the stuff is to destroy the prison and everybody dies, that he's going to have to go back into the sea. But he ends up getting hurt, and he is put in the prison hospital. While there, a character by the name of Stingray, a human oceanographer, he comes and says, hey, yo, dude, you need to go back to Atlantis. And he's like, why? I don't want to do this anymore. I'm done with Atlantis. So the Atlanteans will take care of themselves. He said, no, you don't understand. In Atlantis right now, there's not one king. There's a civil war. There's kings all over. There are warlords all over. And we need you to go back there and put back, make the place proper, man. Make sure that people stop fighting destruction. And he's like, man, they're just going to have to do their own thing. And Stingray's like, you're still not getting it. The humans are like, after what you've done before, attack the surface, they're like, the Atlanteans are being such buck wild. We're going to have to come after them. And so he's like, if you want to save your people, the only thing you're going to have to do, you're going to have to unite them, and you're going to have to go. So here, we're going to give you, they're going to give you a parole to get out there to save them. But if you don't do it, in a couple of days, that's it. They're going to come after, the humans are going to come after Atlanteans, and, that'll probably be the end of them. And it finally gets him. That's when he finally starts realizing, I'm gonna have to go down there and do something. I got to stand up and start helping my people get out of there. the question is, are they going to accept him or they're not going to accept him? But it's a good kickoff to a series. I liked it. The art was good, and the story seemed at least kicking off for me. Namor, I think is hopefully finally he's stopped the whole arrogance that he's always showing in some of his comics. So hey, I give this a definite thumbs up, and I say, hey, I liked it. I think you should take a look at it when you get a chance. Again, this is Namor #1. Spinnerack out.